Welcome to Try to Thrive, the podcast where passion meets endurance and every finish line is just the beginning. We're here to inspire, challenge, and share our journey through swim, bike, run, and beyond.
Welcome to another episode, this time with Piotr Hydzik, former triathlete for the national youth team of Poland and founder of TriWise, a Krakow-based triathlon team. If you are interested to get insights from a triathlon coach who works for many years together with age groupers and is a specialist in swimming, and especially in swimming technique, then stay tuned and let's dive in together.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Try to Thrive. Today I'm here not with Chris, but with Piotr Hydzik.
Yeah.
He is a triathlon coach, founder of TriWise, a club based in Krakow where we are just now. And he's an absolute specialist when it comes to swimming. Hi, Piotr.
Hi, Dennis. Nice to see you in that conditions. I think we'll have a great conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure too. And we know each other already very well because you were one of the people that taught me swimming.
Yeah, that's great. He's a great guy and swims and swim much better than we meet. And I think it will be great journey for Dennis in triathlon and in swimming.
Thank you for some positive talk about me in the beginning. But today you are the star of this episode, and I know that you are already for over 10 years a triathlon coach. You have your triathlon club. You helped so many different people already in triathlon. Yeah. And mostly in swimming because your background comes from swimming. You were even a Polish national
I was in Polish national team in triathlon and I was a swimmer.
Exactly. So I would love to just dive in to your personal experience with swimming in the beginning where you've come from, and perhaps you can also say how you started also as a triathlon coach, as a swimming coach.
Okay, so I will briefly tell my story. So I was really lucky because when I was 7 years old, in my town Wadowice, the swimming pool was built. When I came to first class, I have where to swim, and I think this is the most important part in my swimming career.
Very helpful for swimming.
Yeah, and that's why I started swimming, because I have great conditions, and because there was in beginning of 2007 2006 in Wadowice there wasn't a lot of things to do, so I signed for a swimming club, and I think on my personal experience this club was formed. I was swimming with my friend Emilia. This was the whole club. We are like creating environment in Wadowice with help of my father. So there was no history in Wadowice swimming. We created that, and this was normal Polish experience of swimming. So we swim a lot. I personally started to swim 2 times a day when I was 9. So there's a lot of swimming, and every day at 6 a.m. For 1.5 hour or 2 hours, and then in the evening. So there's a lot of swimming, but I like that. I think from experience that maybe I have some ADHD or the other stuff that helped me to go through this process. And it was a really intense time, and I was live like that from 9 years old till 16 years old. With some success on the maybe not so national level. I was really good, but not that good to be the best in Poland.
But you were swimming for the Polish U17?
I was in triathlon national team in swimming.
Triathlon national team.
No, I tried triathlon when I was 15, 16. And it came really naturally to me, and it was really natural process to came from swimming to triathlon when I was 17 years old. And because I have a swimming background and I run really fast from the beginning, the progress came really fast, and came to national team when I was 18 in the end of high school. In the end of high school, we are on. I almost didn't came to school on the last part of high school. There was a time when I'm just meet the expectations to be in national team, but then I saw that this is not the life that I really wanted, and really, and in this 1 year, and when I was in national team, I ended the triathlon career because I cannot saw the opportunities to live. From triathlon.
To live a life.
To live a life from triathlon. Okay. So I have like really short but intense career in triathlon, and then really fast started to teaching people. And
first swimming or straight to triathlon?
First swimming, and it really came naturally to me, and I get a good feedback, and it came out that maybe it's my talent to educate people. So it's like really fast from there to now. I really love the coaching. I have like 10 years of experience because I started early, and right now we have like a team for about 11 coaches and teach a lot of people to swim. I have as well the sports psychology studies. I'm currently making the master in psychology, so this is as well part of my really interesting field, like to connect the psychology with coaching, and these 10 years was really great. We creating some kind of environment for our athletes, and there is a lot of stories to tell.
We could say that you are a person with many talents, and you say you left as an active athlete 10 years ago, but at the end you didn't leave triathlon at all because you stayed.
Yeah, I stayed, but from the
made a living out of it at the end.
I made a living, and this was this was great to make a living of triathlon and I think active lifestyle.
As we know, swimming, I believe it's your best discipline. For sure, you're good at all the disciplines, and you're a triathlon coach. Yeah. But I know you as the swim coach. Yeah, and. I would like to talk in the beginning about the topic of swimming. So, as you said, there are a lot of success stories, perhaps stories that didn't end with success. My first question for you is, in the past 10 years, you met so many people that started triathlon, started swimming. What are the common mistakes people make that stops them from being successful? And perhaps you can tell us also a story, like maybe a success story or a story of failure.
I think the most, we need to make some goals for triathlon. And as we are talking about amateur sport, we need to talk about amateur sport. And amateur sport is for us all about health and good living. And when we and that's why we are not creating some success propaganda, because there is a lot of people who, like, for example, if I will make some social media post that I'm a great swimmer and I have like 7 years of a break, but then came back and didn't swim for 7 years and now swim like charm. But I was a swimmer. So that's why we came from different backgrounds, and there's a lot of people who came from different backgrounds than the swimming, but it have an impact then on their technique and they feeling, how they feel their body. So I think the most important goal for us is to make swimming enjoyable and to make fun and to like to swim. Because if you like to swim, you don't focus on average paces, on something like that, how to make faster in a short time, but enjoy the process of learning or going to swimming pool or going to open water sessions. If you don't focus on these paces, this progress will come naturally on your personal goals, because we are different and we need to compare to each other, and we are talking with coaches that we need to adjust goals. And for us, the main goal is to make fun in swimming and try to not be exhausted in swimming, because if if you're not exhausted and you really enjoy that, and you could swim 2,000, 3,000, it's really you are better than almost whole world, and could enjoy different distances. You could make Ironmans and the other stuff if you can without so much tired. So that's why we need to adjust goals.
Yeah. So it's always about health, about having fun.
Yeah.
And when I'm now interested in swimming, I have never swam before, but my idea is to become an Ironman.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to swim, and I talk to you, and or we have a first meeting together. What are common mistakes you will try to help me in the beginning to prevent? Or what can you tell someone listening now to our podcast?
I really like the first or second lesson with people who are not so much experienced, because swimming it's really rewarding to teach, because there is really I think 2-3 common mistakes when you fix that. Then someone started to swim much better. So it's really, for me, it's really.
So what's number one for you?
Yeah. So for me, it's you need to learn how to lay on the water. You need where is the center of buoyancy, and how to not create the too much force to lay on the water. Because if you lay on the water, you need to create the force to push you to the front, and you are swimming. And you are a swimmer. So that's why it's not so. It's not so. In theory, it's not so hard, but you need to feel that. You need to understand that, and we are working with adults, so it's for me it's really rewarding as well, because if they understand what they are doing, after this 1-2 sessions, we have really good starting point, and there is a lot of game changers to make. And when you learn how to lay and how to create the force to push you, then you are going for training. And you train for the whole life, because there is no ending point in swimming. But when you learn these 2 things, it's really beneficial for you.
I remember when we both had our first lesson together, and I remember when you told me, Dennis, just swim, swim a little bit. Just like today, you gave me some compliments. But I remember what I didn't get before. You introduced me to the topic of once there is resistance, you create the resistance with the way you lay. I think that's what you want to say with how to lay in the water. And the second thing is how to create propulsion, right? Yeah. How to go forward. And I remember that for myself, this was probably my biggest mistake, that I didn't really understand that even if my hand is slightly bended, that I create already such a resistance that I can't really go forward. And I myself, even when I now swim somewhere, I very often see it when people swim, that they don't get straight into the water with their hand, and then they have a very high resistance with their hand. And I can totally see that this is one of the biggest mistakes when you see. So if you would give someone advice now, by not having seen him, what to focus on, 3-4 things you can give our listeners?
I think the main thing is to understand what you are doing when you swim, because if you swim with bad technique, it will cost you more to teach the other stuff. But I think the best idea is to come to YouTube, play total immersion, and trying to understand what they are doing, because they are doing really least amount of strokes possible you could make to push you forward in swimming. And because the triathlon is really all about economics in movement, when you are doing less than the others, and even swim not that fast, but you are not fatigued, and to not be fatigued and be relaxed in swimming, and to come from swimming in triathlon, it's really beneficial for you on the whole triathlon experience. So if you learn how to swim really easy and do not make a lot of moves, you will be, I think this is the game changer for me, because the first thing we are doing with people to make them to really understand what they need to do, because it's really not natural. The swimming is not natural for people. For us swimmers, it's natural because we are children. I don't remember how I learned to swim even butterfly, so that's why it's really hard for adults to make that process, because they need to understand that. So you need to really understand what you are doing.
Okay, and you mentioned a YouTube channel.
I think
what's the name of this YouTube channel?
Just write total immersion swimming. Total immersion.
Total immersion swimming.
Total immersion.
Okay, we will also put it in the show notes so people can see it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, how would you structure? Like, how would you tell someone who is new in swimming, and for sure you would advise people to have a coach?
Yeah,
I believe. Let's say someone can't afford to have a coach, and we have this advice to look for videos online, total immersion. And how would you advise someone to structure their training when starting to swim?
I think we need to, because we have like 3 disciplines in triathlon, and swimming it's really not like cycling and running. And maybe in really advanced level, in advanced level like Olympics or national level for children, maybe it's really similar, but we need to see the difference between cycling and running and swimming. I have like some kind of example that I was a triathlete, and if I don't run and cycle, I'm really not fast. But when I don't swim, I'm still fast, because it's almost all about technique. So that's why it's not so easy to structure this swimming, because it's technician sport, and we need to learn a lot of basics, and it's much more beneficial to focus on basics and to think how to be less fatigued and to not create so much force in different directions. So for I think 1 to 3 years to swim really relaxed 1:45 per 100 meter, it's still all about basics, technique, and you don't need to make really hard stuff, but only focus on short 50s, 100, maybe 200, and the amount of swim which you could control and feel really relaxed in this length, because when you started to structure and to think about this like cycling and running and make some intervals, you will be much more fatigued, but the result is not so good. So that's why I think in really advanced level you could structure this much more advanced, but for almost everyone, like in amateur swimming, you need to have fun. You need to like swim easy, to see how you improve just by because your body are adapting to this to swimming, because it's not natural for humans. Swimming is not natural. Yeah. We don't have some rotation in our shoulders, so it's taking time for your body to adapt to this stroke, and it's for humans it's still counterintuitive, because we are doing stuff that is not for our brain. It's not logical, because the physics in water is not working the same as
on land, right?
Yeah, and on land. So that's why there's a lot of things going on in your head, and you need to prepare that even if you are think and you're trying to understand that, swimming it's really it could be frustrating, and you need to you need to prepare for that. It's normal, and that's why on every level, and we even have a lot of guys who swim 29, 28, 30 minutes in half Ironman. It's still all about making it easy to not burn on swimming too much. So that's why you need to love how to swim. If you are going to swim and to meditate, to spend good time, you will still be better than if you structure too much and think about these numbers and the other stuff. You need to enjoy swimming.
Yeah. So what I take from your answer is that focus more on the technique, not so much on endurance. Other than in cycling and running, don't structure your training based on numbers. That now I try to be faster and faster and faster. Focus more on the basics. Try to improve slowly, and perhaps what I also understand from this: don't have too short breaks. If you're an amateur, focus more on swimming, like more effortlessly, having the 100 meters and then taking a break. Perhaps a longer break, and then focus again on your technique and on the basics, and less on swimming fast.
Yeah. I think it's what you said. It's great for people who are really in the beginning. So if you are much more advanced, you could structure it more. But when you talk about like some like basic and how when you started and when you swim 150, 155 per 100 meters, it's much better to focus on technique. And if you like to swim, you will swim more, and you will build endurance.
And how much time you would advise for someone new to spend in the pool per week and per training session? And how many meters? I mean, it depends on the pace, of course, but.
It really depends. I think if you don't have time, it's great to be maybe once a week on the swimming pool. I think the guys because we are all amateurs and we don't have a lot of time, I think 2 to 3 times per week it's great, and you could came to 28, 29. We have like a lot of people who swim 2 or 3 times a week, and they have great results. But normally you need to focus how much time do you have in your life, and add this swimming session to your life. Because I'm a psychologist as well. I see a lot of people who are trying to put 5 sessions of swimming, 6 sessions, but in long term. It all depends if you like swim, you could swim 6 times a week, and it will be for you no problem, and you will be beneficial. I think it's mostly depends on your life, because it's better to swim once a week, but every week, than just swim 3 times a week for 3 months and then stop because you are too fatigued and don't have time for life. Then in the opposite way. From my experience, because we are creating some environment for people, great to have a group of people to swim on the similar level, because you don't treat this as a session, but much more like spending time with your friends and swim. Like in our club, we have a session, 2-hour sessions in Friday. And I think it's much more about social time for people than going to swimming pool. And we swim for 4 kilometers, sometimes 5 kilometers, because they like to swim in this group. So we need to
have your own small community where you can meet with your peers and help each other out. Yeah, I see. And okay, so you would say that it depends on how much someone is willing to spend in the pool, and if someone doesn't have the time
to swim more often,
Yeah.
then it's better to just stick to once per week.
Yeah, even one. Of course, there's a lot. There's stretch cords that you could make swimming movement outside the pool. So make this strange and to make similar moves. It's really important to go to swimming pool, but I think there's a lot of stuff that you could spend less time, because I as well understand that swimming takes a lot of time, because you need to go to swimming pool and then came from the swimming pool, so you are 30 minutes in pool and it takes 2 hours of your life. We have a lot of experience and we see a lot of people. So what we are advising from last 2-3 years is to go to your physiotherapist or to make some mobility if you are not naturally flexible and you are not from the background. So that's why you are not flexible. It's really beneficial for you to work on mobility, and this is really hard stuff to do, because if you are 30, 40, 50 years old, to make your shoulders more flexible, it's really hard stuff, and you need to prepare for long time process. So this is as well our advice, because we have a lot of people who swim really nice, and there's everything all great, but this flexibility and this mobility, it's some kind of stopping point to go further. Yeah.
And what parts usually are the unflexible points of people?
I think the shoulders is really hard to make a good propulsion, and if you don't have shoulder rotation, even if you swim 6 times a week, if you don't have ability to make good move, it will not work.
It will not help, you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that if you swim, let's say 6 times per week, and someone would focus on the technique and not on the endurance part of it, do you think it will be beneficial to focus or to swim 6 times per week over 3 months? And will it be big of a difference as if I only swim twice per week or once per week?
If you swim 6 times a week, it's a really big commitment. So it really depends on your background, when you are coming from, and we have a lot of factors. And I think for someone it will be beneficial to swim 6 times a week, and for someone who swim 2 times a week but have a better background and have naturally flexible shoulders, this guy who swim even 1 times but have much more flexible shoulders will be faster.
Yeah, of course. If we prepare, but if we prepare only one person to the same person, but I will not prepare myself to you. I will prepare myself to myself.
Yeah. It really depends. I saw so many stories in pool that it's really hard to tell. The goal is to make better move and to be much more relaxed in water.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ways to came.
But last question about this: Don't you think that if I swim more often and I focus on the thing to be more relaxed, if I do it more often per week than less often per week, will it be more beneficial, or should I not try to be more often in the pool if I'm working, for example, on that?
You could focus on this technique, but you need to have feedback from maybe coach or you have natural given talent. Maybe there is a lot of guys who have natural talent. They understand how to swim, but it's not natural. But if you see the guys without swimming background in pro field, like Sam Long, like Lionel Sanders, or the guys without this background, and they swim a lot, and their whole career is all about making they swim better.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of success stories. So they swim 6-7 times a week. They have the best coaches, then the best advisor and the other stuff. It's really hard because you will focus on technique and your brain tells you that you are doing exact movement that is on YouTube channels and on like on the books, but it's really hard to tell without seeing it on video or seeing what you are doing.
Yeah, it's also something I talked with Chris about in one of the previous episodes. The first step is you need to understand, but then you also need to be able to feel it yourself. If you are doing it correct or incorrect. For sure, it helps if you watch a video, but then still you might not be able to feel it in the water and then to change it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the group and if you swim with better people and you have some kind of instant feedback, because if someone swim faster than you need to change something. Yeah, you need to adjust, and humans are great in adjusting and to see what others doing and making almost the same. So that's why it's great to swim with better people, but not too good.
Not too good,
because they will just go away. And so that's why the good environment and then it came naturally, because children are doing like that. They are going to swimming pool and see, oh, they are doing like that, so you need to lay on the water and to move arms, and they are flexible enough to make that really fast. And we could, from some point, when you understand the basics.
Yeah. All right. I have two last questions for you. Now we were talking about swimming, so it's the last swimming question before we get to the whole topic of triathlon, because swimming in triathlon is usually in open water when we have a triathlon. If someone starts swimming, usually we start in the pool. We train a lot in the pool. How do you advise newcomers to do the transition? How do we get to swim in open water?
I think it's all about the practice as well. You need to. I had a lot of stories from swimmers who are really afraid to swim in open water, so it's not so easy even for swimmers. The first couple of times it's really not natural as well. So you need to practice. But if you have good stroke, if you are not fatigued in swimming, and you are know what are you doing in swimming pool, this transition to open water should be really fast. From our experience, I think it takes one individual session to make it really, really easier, and from our experience, they don't need a coach anymore because they feel much more relaxed. We have the wetsuit and we have the buoy that help us, and we feel safe. So I think this is not, from learning how to swim, it's much more harder than switching from swimming pool to open water. As well, we are making some group sessions for open water swimming, and it's really beneficial for people because you don't focus on this water and you don't see anything. Just focus on the other guys and just swim. Yeah, so that's why I think this is my recommendation, to swim with your buddy or on the group, because you will not focus on stuff that it could be scary. Yeah, I was swimming a lot I was swimming in open water, so I know that it could be scary.
Yeah,
even if you are really experienced.
Awesome. So last question from my side, not about swimming, but in general triathlon. What is the most valuable advice that you've learned in the past years? If you can tell us any story connected to that.
Okay, I think because I'm doing this 10 years, and I think I have the talent to see the people as individuals. So I have always the problem to write about the success. And after so many years, we have a lot of success stories. A lot of people who are For Marbella, we have 7 people who are going to Ironman World Championships, and we have a guy who break 4 hours. So we have like a lot of success stories, but for me, it's all about people, and we cannot compare to each other. I'm as well I was a professional athlete, so I don't need to put a lot of effort to be good in triathlon. So it's not depend on my work now, it depends on the work previous. So that's why this comparison for me is doesn't make sense. And I think it's the drive for me to be a triathlon coach. Is like if you train, your longevity could be longer. You are putting effort to have a better lifestyle, and your general well-being is growing. But you need to don't compare to others, and you need to focus only on that. To your personal life cooperate with sport life, and it's really all about like small basic stuff. Because even if you have this really advanced triathlon people, it's all about basics. So we need to focus still on how to manage sleep, how to manage work. We also have the problems to manage this sport. But when we have the community, when we have the good environment, when we train, and we could train for 3 hours a week, and we could train for 20 hours a week. It doesn't like it's for me. It's like almost the same, because we are in the sport. Our health is better. So I think for last years I really focused much more on longevity stuff, on how to cooperate sport life with work and life. But remember that health is the most important part, and to train injuries free without stopping. It's so many great stories, and that's why I love that job, because I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, and don't see them as athletes only, but they whole people, and you could make like 3:40 in half Ironman and be not happy, and make 6:30 or 7 hours, and this was the great experience in your life. So
what you said, it's also something that resonates a lot with me, and also what the philosophy of Chris and myself is. That we should not compare ourselves with other people. And if someone does a triathlon in 4 hours, but I only do it in 6 or 7, he does it and I do it in a different way, but I can compare myself to myself. And if you have it as a long-term project to stay healthy, to improve yourself, perhaps you get to these 4 hours, but anyways, you will improve. If you don't get to it, it doesn't need to be the main goal. You can just improve yourself slowly, steadily, and you will be healthy. And that's also something which I personally much like with your philosophy and with the philosophy of TriWise. And I would like to give all our listeners also the possibility to get to know how to get in contact with you. How is the best way to contact you, to work together with you? If you can say a few words about that.
So we have the site triwise.pl. As well, we have the social media, Facebook and Instagram.
What you said, the best way to contact you for someone interested, would it be through Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram, Facebook.
So Facebook, or send an email.
TriWiseClub@gmail.com.
We will also put your webpage and also the link to your Instagram, your Facebook, so people can contact you there. For sure, you have enough content over there, and everyone was able to make a good picture from your appearance here. I'm very happy that you joined our podcast. You were our first guest.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Piotr, and much success, much health for your future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.